Hey everybody, and welcome back to FSI DFS. I'm McKinley412, and today we're looking at this 9-game main slate at night for Saturday. Larger slate, so lots of different ways to go for GPP. Makes cash a little bit trickier, just because there's so many guys in great spots where you do have to fade them because you can't play them all. So let's look at the lines here. First off, there's not really a whole lot of massive favorites on this slate. Everybody is pretty even for the most part. On the money line, Dallas at minus 178 is a larger one. But as I'm scrolling through, you can kind of see things are pretty even. Nashville minus 220 is the biggest favorite on the board and at home going up against Philadelphia. So having some action to Nashville could be possible. They got couple cheap plays in there we'll talk about in a little bit, and just kind of like a lot of 6.5s on the money line, couple sixes on the over-unders, not the money line. Buffalo Vancouver, I think this game could be a sneaky shootout. I think this one's probably going to be trending towards the over 6.5, just based on how both teams have been playing so far this season, and the high danger attempts they're allowing but also creating. I could see that game going a little bit higher. So we're not going to go game by game like we normally do, just because, with 9 games, that would take a very long time. I don't want to spend too much time on that. So we'll just kind of go through each of the different positions. We're not going to include goalie. If you're new to NHL DFS, don't stress about goalie. Just don't. Hockey's a fluky sport. It's a weird shaped puck. They skate on ice, bounces, deflections of the stick. It's whatever. So don't stress too much about goaltending. Fluky things happen. So build your line, and then kind of wherever you land, within reason, just kind of select that goalie. So we'll just go position by position. I'll highlight some of my favorite plays and then go on from there. Austin Matthews up at the top, 8.8K. He's more of a GPP play to me. He just really hasn't produced much of at all so far this season. Just 3 points in 5 games. That is not Austin Matthews. He's still shooting the puck a whole lot. You can see he's still averaging 5 shots on net per game. So 8.8K. I don't think I'm going to really trust him in cash, especially going up against Winnipeg, who's probably going to be putting out Mark Scheifele on the other side to match up with him, who's one of the better defensive centers in the entire game. So Austin Matthews, GPP at best for me. Not really interested in him in cash. Steven Stamkos, he's probably my favorite top salary guy down the center position. He has been phenomenal so far this season. 7 goals in 5 games. He's got a point. I saw a tweet from one of the Tampa Bay beat writers prior to his last game. He's got a point in like 19 of his past 20 games going back to last season. So he's doing phenomenal. He's getting multi-point games each and every time. He's shooting the puck a ton. He's shooting the puck just as much, if not more, than Austin Matthews at this point. And he's at home as a nice favorite going up against the Islanders. So Steven Stamkos is my favorite top salary guy in the center position. Another guy we want to talk to is Evgeny Malkin. Pittsburgh, they're a pretty decent favorite. I think we saw 180 on the money line going on the road against Columbus, who defensively has really struggled. They're allowing a lot of shots on net. They're allowing a lot of high danger chances. And Pittsburgh, they're doing great offensively. It is on the road, so I kind of lean a little bit more towards Malkin than Crosby. So that second line for Pittsburgh probably is going to be more of a favorite to me rather than that top line. So Malkin at 7K, fantastic price, I think, for him, given the position that he is. Skates on the top power play unit as well, so he does still get the correlation with, Crosby and those other top studs on Pittsburgh. Going on down, Elias Pettersson, 6.5K at home against Buffalo. I already talked about how I think this game's going to be kind of like a shootout. I really do think that, Vancouver can put up quite a few goals here. It remains to be seen who's in net for Buffalo, but Eric Comrie, he's looked really strong. However, he has had to save 46 shots in back-to-back games. Buffalo is allowing a lot of high danger chances, a lot of shots on net. So I think Vancouver can easily take advantage of that. And Elias Pettersson at 6.5K. Skates on the second line for Vancouver, but still gets top power play time, and he's seeing 20 plus minutes a game. So like Patterson here for Vancouver. Scrolling on down, another Vancouver guy, Miller. He skates on the top line and on the top power play unit. He doesn't shoot as much as Elias Pettersson is, and really the production kind of hasn't been there yet so far this season. But I mean, he's still too good of a player to just kind of to write him off. 5.8K I think is just a nice salary for him, especially because he was creeping up in this lower 7 high 6 range for a couple games. And going back to last season, this was a guy that we routinely saw kind of in that range, in the mid upper 6 range. Now we're getting him below 6K, and at home as the solid favorite, against a team that is allowing a lot of shots. So I do like Miller there. Cruising on down. Where's the next guy I was going to be talking to? It's going to be Boone Jenner. I think I passed him. Oh, he's right below Miller. Boone Jenner, no goals so far this season. No goals. Kind of frustrating. However, I love the peripherals on this guy. He's shooting the puck a whole lot. He's also blocking shots. So he's in line for a shot on goal bonus. He's in line for the block shot bonus. On every given night, he skates on the top line. He skates on the top power play unit. He's at home. And Pittsburgh, they're allowing a lot of shots on net so far this season. If you do look at all things, or if you do look at, the standings for, shots against. So Pittsburgh is allowing a lot of things, so I don't mind Columbus here in this spot. Braden Point, you can pair him with Stamkos if you do want. They do skate on different lines, which is kind of frustrating. But, maybe things shake back and he's back with Stamkos on that top line. So make sure you pay attention to the morning line rushes and practices and everything. But I think Braden Point at 5.5K is just far too cheap for the spot that he's in. I could see him being a kind of a popular cash game spot in this mid tier. Bo Horvat kind of goes along with Pettersson and Miller. I just think he's in a great spot against Buffalo and is a little bit too cheap. So let's go down to a little bit more value plays. Granlund. He is the top line center. He is the top power play unit guy for Nashville. Only 3.3K at home. The biggest favorite on the entire slate at home. So I think, the opportunity is there. While the production hasn't been there, he's still getting the opportunity. You can see he got 23 minutes of ice time last game, 22 the game before that. So 3.3K, if you need to go cheap at center, I think he's a great play for you. Even in cash games, I don't mind it. Honestly. And then the last value play down the center position, I'm going to go with Dylan Cousins. You guys know by now, I'm a big Sabres fan. I watch all their games. And, the Sabres have three, very balanced lines. Yeah, they have that top line of Skinner, Thompson, and Tuck. And, that's where going to be a lot of the offense is generated. But the other three lines have all looked very good. They're driving play. They're in the offensive zone. And Dylan Cousins had a fantastic game last time out. 6 shots on net. He had a goal. Cousins, he's from the Yukon, so, not too far away from Vancouver here. It wouldn't shock me if, Vancouver was one of his teams that he followed growing up. So I think Dylan Cousins, he's going to have a great spot here, or he's in a great spot here at 3.1K on the road at Vancouver, who is allowing a lot of goals. Turning to the winger position, we're not going to go through every single winger because there's just so many of them. Rantanen, I think he's GPP at this point. He's really banking on his goals and assists at this point. He's not shooting the puck nearly as much as he has in previous seasons. So after 5 games, it is starting to be a little bit alarming how he's only getting 2, maybe 3 shots on net. So a little bit frustrating there. Cruising on down, Ovechkin at home, he's always in play. Kucherov, 7.6. This is a guy you could pair with Braden Point if you wanted to, a guy that you could pair with Steven Stamkos. I mean, they all skate on the top line, top power play line, even though they're on different, even strength lines, but he shoots the puck a ton. He's getting on the score sheet a lot. In the assist department, he hasn't had a goal yet, but they're coming. Don't worry, they're coming. Svechnikov, he's probably the hottest shooter in the entire league right now. 5 goals on 13 shots in his previous 2 games on this Western Conference road trip that they're on. Now they're going up against Calgary, who just allowed 6 shots on net against Buffalo. 6 goals against Buffalo. Markstrom just does not look right. Markstrom's really struggling this season. Vladar, his backup, didn't look really good in relief either. He allowed a goal on his first shot that he saw against Buffalo. So I think Carolina could do some damage here. He skates on the second line, which I actually prefer in this spot here. So Svechnikov at 7K, don't mind him at all. Scrolling on down, I'm not saying any guys in between are bad. They're all, they're fine. Brian Rust, he's a guy that you could pair with Malkin if you really want to. And Nichushkin on the second line at 5.9K. He has been amazing so far this season. He could be another kind of really popular play. He was 7K last game. And then they're like, you know what? Let's just drop him back down to 5.9K. But he's got 5 goals, 5 assists. A lot of it is coming on the power play and the special teams. I will fully admit that at even strength, he's not as productive. But still, the way that he's shooting the puck, the way that he is involved in the offense on the power play, you definitely have to be paying attention to that at only 5.9K on a team like Chicago. Going on down, Matt Duchene. Here's a guy at 5.7, skates on the top line, top power play unit for Nashville, the biggest favorite at home. While he hasn't produced a whole lot so far this season, no goals, 1 assist. Let me stop there. DK has not included the 2 games over in Europe that they played against the San Jose Sharks, and I think Duchene had a point, a goal, or an assist in both of those games. So, word of caution, the Nashville fantasy points per game are a little funky because they don't include the global series for whatever reason that it is. Kempe for LA, he's always a mid-tier guy that I would have some interest in on pretty much any slate. But Kempe at 5.1K, he's continually always too cheap. Scrolling down here, who are some other guys that we wanted to talk to? I think I passed some of them. Rickard Rakell, right below Kempe. I always do that. Guy right below. Rakell has been shooting the puck a lot. Talked about a little bit earlier how I like Malkin on the second line. Rakell, he does skate on that the top even strength line with like Crosby. Doesn't really get a whole lot of power play time either. But one thing for him is that he's just shooting the puck a lot. So he could certainly be in play. I'd prefer him a little bit more if he was skating at home. But still on the road. At Columbus, a team who is allowing a lot of shots. I don't mind that there. Scrolling on down, Sean Monahan, 3.6K, skates on the top power play unit for Montreal, skates on the top line for Montreal. No, he doesn't skate on the top line for Montreal. Third line for Montreal. But still, they're a decent favorite. Should see a lot of goals in this game. 3.6K, I think he's, pretty cheap, all things considered. And again, he's got upside, 20-plus minute upside in terms of ice time. Guys like Nino Niederreiter, you can throw him in there if you want for Nashville, 3K. He's also too cheap, in my opinion. He had a lot of goals in that global series. He's cooled down a little bit at home, but 3K, I think it wouldn't shock me if he gets in on the net today. And then 2 min-price guys that I would want to be targeting. Jonathan Drouin for Montreal at 2.5K. He skates on the top power play unit. We love that. Opportunity, top power play unit at min-price. And then the last guy is for Winnipeg. It's going to be Appleton, 2.5K. Ehlers is out. He's injured. So Appleton in practice and warm-ups has taken the top line spot from him. And at min-price, he's going to be skating with Connor and Scheifele at home against Toronto, who is struggling defensively. So don't mind him as a min-price play. Turning over to the defense, we'll just kind of wrap things up here, not go super quick. Roman Josi, same thing, 7.5K. He doesn't have a goal, doesn't have an assist on North American soil yet so far this season, but you can still see he's averaging 13 DK points per game just because he's always in line for the shot bonus and the shot block bonus on any given night. Biggest favorite at home. I don't really want to go pay 7.5K on defense in this slate, but I mean, if you want to be a little different, he's certainly got that GPP upside. Rasmus Dahlin, he NHL history last game. He is the first defender in NHL history to record a goal in his first 4 games of the season. So if he does it again, I mean, he's going to continue extending a record that never has been achieved prior. So Rasmus Dahlin, love him, but 6.7K, I'm still a little dicey if I really want to go with him there. Quinn Hughes for Vancouver. Again, Vancouver, Buffalo, I think this game could be a little bit of a sneaky shootout. It's late in the night, too, so you might get a late night hammer with it if you do want to go in that direction. Savard, this guy is a block shot machine. You see 12.9K here. It's pretty much all on block shots. I really don't want to be paying that much salary for a guy we're really just trusting to get a block shot bonus at all. But, I mean, it happens. Maybe he gets on the end of a goal and he gets the assist and he can kind of boost his point total there, but still, 4.9K. I'm not really too interested in him there. One other guy you could go For shot blocks, who's a little bit cheaper, is Travis Sanheim at 4.3K. He's another guy who just blocks a whole lot of shots. He's on the road going up against Nashville, who should be controlling the play. So I do prefer him if you want to go more towards that shot blocking route. If you do also want to go shot blocking route, Romanov for the Islanders. Dating back to last season, this guy is just continually a guy who blocks a whole lot of shots. Get that box shot bonus for you. Just with him is that like he's not going to be scoring a goal for you. He's probably not going to be getting an assist for you. So again, at 4.1K, do you really want that? Or do you want to go to a guy like Sergachev, who also could get that block shot bonus for you, but also has a lot more offensive talent, generates much more offense, gets that power play time. So Sergachev would probably be the guy that you would want to be going to instead. So going down to some more cheaper plays here, we're going to go back to the Montreal well with Harris. Harris, 0 goals, 1 assist, but I mean, he is shooting the puck a ton. He is blocking the shots, blocking a lot of shots. He's seeing a lot of ice time. And really, those are the things that we all want from a defender. Somebody who shoots the puck, who can block the shot, who can block shots, and gets a ton of ice time. He covers all the bases. He's at home. He's not on a favorite, but I still think Montreal is in a good spot here. 3.2K. Don't mind him at all as a nice cheap play. Bowen Byram for Colorado is another guy here that you could go cheap with. And then the last guy is on Toronto, and it is Hall. Where's he at? Last guy that I wanted to talk about. Justin Hall for Toronto, 3.1K. Just another guy, who's going to be getting that ice time. He's going to be in line for that shot block bonus, especially going on the road at Winnipeg. They should be shooting the puck quite a bit, and who can also generate a little bit of shots on net. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. At 3.1K, he could be a nice cheap play for you. So that kind of covers the slate. It kind of gives you a player pool on like who you want to be looking at, who you want to be targeting. It is a major slate, so obviously there's guys I didn't talk about that I probably do have a little bit of interest as lock approaches. So, but yeah. So as always, thanks for watching. Good luck in your contests, and we will see you in the next video.